chapter. Wait, you go to John. John chapter 11. Go to John. John chapter 11. Go to John chapter 11, please. John 11. All right. Okay. You go to verse number 32. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. Alright? When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping which came with her, he groaned in the spirit, and was troubled, and said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. So, kunin po natin yung point na sinabi ni Mary. You know, we're going to talk about the Gospel of Martha. The Gospel of Martha. Now, actually, ang binanggit ng Bible dito is Mary. No? At kung makikita natin, Mary has a different belief. Because considering in verse 30, now Jesus was not yet come into the house, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then which were with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come in where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. So, ibig sabihin, alam niya na si Jesus Christ ay may kapangyarihan. What is in the mind of Mary? Na he believed that Jesus Christ, if he is present, Lazarus will not die. Alright, you go to the book of John chapter number 12. John chapter number 12. Then we go to Luke chapter 10. Right? Go to John chapter 12. John 12. John chapter 12. Alright? We go to John chapter 12, please. Verse 1. Then Jesus, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was with which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. Think about it, this Martha. Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. So, ibig sabihin, si Martha nagtatrabaho, si Mary at saka si Lazarus, nakaupo sila kasama ang Panginoon. Okay. Look at verse 3. Then took Mary a pound of ointment at spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Then said one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him, why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? Look at this one. Then he said not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had a bag and bear what was put therein. And think about this. Look at verse 7. Then said Jesus, Let her alone. Against the day of my burying hath she kept this. It is only Mary who did that. Amen? Na yung spikenard, ointment of spikenard, very costly, she anointed the feet of Jesus. And sabi ng Panginoon, ginawa niya ito for my burial. something in the mind of Mary. First, he believed that Jesus Christ will rise again. Okay? He believed that Jesus Christ has the power over death. And here, he believed that Jesus Christ will what? Will be buried, will die. Now, considering the fact that the preaching during this time, mula sa Matthew chapter 10, alright, everything, the preaching is about the coming kingdom of Jesus Christ. The coming kingdom. It means during this time, ang knowledge ng mga disciples and everybody hears Jesus Christ is about His coming kingdom. So it is the gospel of the kingdom. The gospel wherein Jesus Christ will be the king. But in this aspect, si Mary lang po yung may knowledge na siya po ay mamamatay at ililibing. Look at Luke chapter 18. I'm going to show you something here. Luke chapter 18. Okay? Mamaya pupunta tayo sa point na bakit si Mary naintindihan niya yung talagang personality ng Panginoon at yung talagang mangyayari. Okay, bakit niya na-acknowledge ito? Look at Luke chapter 18. I'm going to show you something here. Okay? Look at verse 31. Alright? Look at verse 31. Then he took unto him the 12 and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and all things that are written by the prophets concerning the Son of Man shall be accomplished. For he shall be delivered unto the Gentiles, and he shall be mocked, and spitefully entreated, and spitted on, and they shall scourge him and put him to death, and the third day he shall rise again. That is the gospel, the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. Now look at this, verse 34. And they understood none of these things, and this saying was hid from them, neither knew they the things which were spoken. It means yung knowledge about Christ's death. Alright? Maging yung mga apostol, disciples, hindi po nila ito naiintindihan. Iba yung concept ng kanilang isip. Ang isip nila, si Kristo magiging hari. And yet Jesus Christ is now telling them that He's going to die. Alright? He's going to die. Now, what is the reason why Mary already knew it? Kaya nga siya nagbasag ng spikenard At nilagay niya doon sa paanan ng Panginoon. At alam ni Jesus Christ, yung ginagawa niya, alam ni Mary yung ginagawa niya. Bakit alam ni Mary na si Kristo ay mamamatay? Bakit alam niya na yung bagay na yon na ginagawa niya ay merong itong sense sa buhay ng Panginoon? Nobody knew during those times that Jesus Christ will what? Will die and be buried. Nobody knew that. Only Mary had an understanding about it. Okay, you go to Luke chapter number 10. I'm going to show you something. Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10. So we're going to discuss the Gospel of Martha. The Gospel of Martha. Okay, the Gospel of Martha. You go now to Luke chapter 10. I'm going to show you something there. Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10. Alright? Luke chapter 10. After the Good Samaritan. You go to verse 38. Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary. So itong event na ito ay bago ginawa ni Mary na yung alabaster box, yung spikenard, ay kanyang pinuhos sa paa ng Panginoon. Okay? Alright. So ito yung before na si Lazarus ay namatay. Okay? So ito yung event na nauna bago po yung ating mga binasa kanina. Okay, now, paano na-acknowledge ni Mary na si Jesus Christ ay meron siyang isang pang misyon na hindi alam ng mga tao. Isang misyon na later on malalaman lang ng mundo. Okay? Sapagkat ang pinakikilala kay Kristo, siya yung Messiah. Siya yung Kristo. Siya yung magiging hari ng Israel, magiging redeemer ng Israel. And yet there is another teaching, another preaching that only Mary knew about it. Okay? Well, look at this one. A certain woman named Martha received him into her house, and she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard His word. Alright, now look at this one. Ang posisyon nila si Kristo ay nangangaral at ang sabi ng Bible, si Mary ay nakaupo at Jesus' feet and heard His word. Now, ako'y naniniwala ang pinakamahalaga sa buhay natin o sino mang tao na bubuhay sa mundo ay kailangan muna niya umupo at makinig. Kaya pala, ang church, merong panahon tayo ay nakikinig. Bago tayo pag-action, dapat muna tayong umupo. Importante yan, nakaupo kayo. Bakit kayo nakaupo? Ibig sabihin, dapat still kayo, concentrate kayo na nakikinig. Sapagkat kapag tayo po ay hindi umuupo at hindi nakikinig, meron tayong mamimiss. Kaya nga si Martha, masyado siyang abala sapagkat meron siyang gustong ituro sa mga tao. Actually, na sinutil ni Jesus Christ. Sabi ni Jesus Christ, ikaw masyado kang abala sa maraming bagay. Si Mary, meron siyang tamang ginawa. Sabi niya, but Martha was covered about much serving and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister had left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary had chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. You know, Martha is example of the people nowadays na sinasabi lang, hindi importante na magkaroon kayo ng time sa Bible study. Hindi importante na kayo'y umupo dyan at makinig sa preaching. At pag ubos na maraming oras, pupunta sa prayer meeting, pupunta sa Sunday evening, ang dami ng panahon na ginugol ninyo sa church para bang sinisira ninyo ang inyong buhay sapagkat imbis na kayo magtrabaho, imbis na kayo pupunta sa labas at mamuha ng pera, inuubos yung oras ninyo dyan lang sa church. Yun yung gospel ni Mary. Yun yung gospel ni Mary. Ang mahalaga sa buhay ay maging abala para sa pakinabang natin at pakinabang ng ibang tao. Pero dito, iba yung concept ni Kristo. Mas magandang nakaupo ka at nakikinig. Sapagkat kung hindi mo bibigyan ng pansin ang pag-upo at pakikinig, hindi ka rin magkakaroon ng tunay na pananampalataya. Sabi ng Panginoon, faith cometh by hearing and hearing by the word of God. Sa palagay ninyo, bakit naging tama ang action ni Mary? Bakit tama ang pananampalataya niya kay Jesus Christ? Anong naging dahilan? Because she spent a time to sit and listen. Ang pinakamahalaga pala sa buhay natin bilang mananampalataya. Amen? Ay ang umupo at makinig. Sapagkat nakakatuwa. Kasi kung pupunta ka ngayon dito sa another verse ng Bible, you go to Mark chapter 14, verse 9. Nakakatuwa ito eh. Yung gospel ni Martha, yun yung gospel ng mundo ngayon. Na hindi dapat umupo, hindi dapat makinig. Basta, ang gusto ko, gagawin ko. Di ba? Kaya dami pong mga kasalanan na nagagawa ng tao ngayon eh. Di ba? Actually, yan ang reason ng LGBTQ. Because they're not sitting inside the church and they're not listening. Amen? Yan din yung reason ng maraming kabataan kung bakit ganyan ang buhay nila. Because they don't go to the church and listen. People have no ears for God. People have no ears for the Lord's words. Wala na silang panahon. Mas marami silang panahon sa action ng mundo, but they don't sit down and listen. Look at Mark chapter 14. Alam niyo, you're going to miss a lot in this life kung hindi kayo makikinig sa Panginoon. Okay. Tandaan ninyo, ang buhay natin is only a dust. Sabi nga ng iba, it's only a dust. Tandaan natin ang date, nakalagay na iba, born, sasabihin yung birthday mo, at yung death, sasabihin yung sa pala. At ang pagitan noon is only a dust. Sabi nga nila, gano'n na lang kaikli ang buhay ng tao. Diba? Pagka lumipas ang 70 years, parang gano'n lang. Tama? Amen? Pag hindi ka nakinig at hindi ka umupo, yung dust na yon, mawawalan ng kwenta yun. Walang magiging laman yun. Ang magiging laman nun, puro buhay na pangmundo. Pero kung nandun ka sa loob ng church, yung dust na yon, malalagyan nito ng mahalagang bagay. Alam niyo ba kung anong malalagay doon sa dust na yun? Between your birth and between your death, alam niyo kung anong malalagay sa dust na yun? Alam niyo kung ano? Gospel. Tingnan niyo, sabi ng Bible sa Mark chapter 14, verse number 9. Look at this one. Verse 3, and being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as she sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box appointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? Alright? So this is Mary, right? That it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and had been given to the poor, and they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone, why trouble ye her? She hath brought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever you will, you may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. Now listen. You know what Mary could do? Alam niyo ba, pwede nilang magawa sa Panginoon ay ang umupo at makinig at manampalataya. Yung sinabi ng Bible that she had done what she could, yun yung umupo siya, nakinig, and later on manampalataya. Kaya sabi ng Bible, sa verse 9, where verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this is going to reveal you to something. It is the gospel. It will be called later on the gospel of the grace of God. Para ba nakatago yung gospel na yun habang meron pinipreach na gospel of the kingdom, pang isang gospel na balang araw hindi preach. It was given to Mary. Now, application ito. Mga kapatid, tayo minsan magiging masyado tayong kabala sa mundo. Pero hindi na tayo nakikinig sa salita ng Panginoon. Akala natin we will gain the world by that kind of life. Na uubusin natin ang buhay natin sa mundo at hindi natin bibigyan ng panahon ng salita ng Diyos. I tell you. Walang Mary sa Bible na Mary Bethany na nagbigay ng magandang halimbawa sa ating lahat without the good step of first sitting down, listening, and believing. Yun ang sinabi ng Bible, she had done what she could. Alam niyo ba kung ano lang magagawa mo sa mundo? Yung mugo, kinig, at manampalataya. Yun na. Sapagkat kung wala sa iyo, ano sabi ng Mark chapter 8, verse 36? What shall it profit a man? If he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul. Okay. Now, this is the last verse. Luke chapter 5. Bigyan mo ng pansin ang trabaho. Bigyan mo ng pansin ang maghanap ng pera. Bigyan mo ng pansin ang cares of this world. Luke chapter 14, verse 26. Look at this one. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Ibig sabihin, ang discipleship according to the Word of God, okay? Ang Panginoon lang talaga ang sentro ng buhay mo. Kung ang anak mo magiging sagabal sa pakikinig ng salita ng Diyos, then hindi dapat siya unahin. Amen? Dapat unahin ang pakikinig ng salita ng Diyos. Kung ang sarili mo ay sagabal sa pakikinig ng salita, yun, yung panahon na tinatamad tayo, yung panahon na ayaw natin punta sa church. Sabi ng Bible, you cannot be my disciple. If you're not going to hate your life, if you're not going to hate your mother, your sister, your father, your brother, ang ibig sabihin nun, kung silang magiging hadlang sa pakikinig ng salita ng Diyos, itabi mo sila, unahin mo yung pakikinig ng salita ng Panginoon. And you can be the disciple of Jesus Christ. Doon lang may ayos sa buhay natin. According to the sight of God, according to His plan, according to His perspective. Okay? Talagang una talaga ang salita ng Diyos sa buhay natin. Okay? So tayo po ay manalangin. Kagilang Diyos, maraming salamat. It was a blessing, Lord God, to hear from you once again, Lord. Salamat po sa salita na ito, Panginoon, na nakita namin, na nakuha namin, O God, dahil po nakikinig kami sa iyong salita. Salamat o Diyos, pagpalain niyo po ang lahat po ng aming pinanalangin sa iyo. Alam ko po, Panginoon, na meron kang magagawa. Special prayer po, Panginoon Diyos, para kay Sister May, na mag-undergo, Panginoon, ng operation tomorrow. Lord God, hindi ko po alam, Panginoon Diyos, anong plano mo sa kanyang buhay. I will be the Lord. Sana